Perfect.
Okie. So, welcome to the Funked in the Head podcast, and we have Amma Jane with us today. Thank you for coming
Hello.
on, taking the time to talk to us. So, how are you today? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing great. Obviously, I'm bored. Trying to keep myself busy, trying to get out of my pajamas. Until 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So I'm trying to like make a routine of just like putting something different on every day. But other than that, I'm good. Staying
It's
busy.
the little things, I think, isn't it, that helps.
Yes. Yes.
And I suppose we'll start at the beginning. Where did it all begin for you, music-wise?
Musically, well, I've been doing it since I'm 29 now, and I've been performing and writing since the age of properly since the age of 16. And did in James Watt College in Greenock. I did music performance for 3 years, got my HND, and then just basically after that, went off my own ever since. And I think it was in 2011 I joined a girl band called Teen Canteen. And I was in their band for about 5 years. Loved it. All my sisters love them so much. And then I got a job on Carnival Cruise Lines as a music manager in America. So left them, but when I came home on vacation, I would come in like vacation. I'm sure Americanized it on my holidays. When I'd come home from my holidays, I would join them for a wee set and then go back to do my job. And then obviously April 2020 came home from the ship, future uncertain with the company, and I finally started to release music. Obviously it's been 10 years in the making or more than that, and I found some awesome people that I'm working with in America and just released my first single in July 2020, I think it was. Yeah. Recorded in my childhood bedroom. So, yeah. And that's where it's all started, basically. It's been a long time coming, but officially 2020 was the year that Amma Jane was born. Officially.
Nice, I like that. And the songs that you've released so far, have they been written during lockdown as well, or are these ideas you've had for a while?
Boy, the debut single, I wrote that in 2018 or 17, around about that time. But it was like a shell of a song. It wasn't, it turned into like something completely different whenever I released it. So in lockdown, I kind of focused on it and muddle about with some patterns and lyrics. And yeah, so kind of rewrote it in lockdown. And then Nyquil Dreams, my second one, was written like in the early stages of lockdown. I wrote that whenever I was feeling quite down. So I've got lots of oldies, but the new ones are a lot. There's a lot of like lockdown feels to them. So yeah, I wrote the two singles that are out basically were written in lockdown. So yeah.
Well, that kind of comes on to the next question of your inspiration. Does it just hit you and you start writing, or does it take you a while to formulate the plan, so to speak?
Yeah, the for me, like as I said, I have been writing for such a long time, and it comes very naturally to me because I just basically just let the lyrics spew out of my mouth. But with working for Carnival for 5 years, I did, because it was such a kind of, it was a very intense role that I had as music manager. It did I didn't write as much as I normally would. So when I came home in lockdown, I did have a lot of time in my hands, and I think I don't know what it was. I knew that I had all these ideas, and I was like, right, okay, Amanda, like you're feeling a wee bit anxious, you're having a wee bit of a downtime, so just put pen to paper. And then as soon as one song was written, the next one. So in the space of a month, I wrote like 10 songs, and it was like I had this new lease of life. It was like, oh my god, this is, I'm going to keep on writing. I'm going to keep on writing. So yeah, it just kind of happened in lockdown, and I think it was that kind of sense of uncertainty, that feeling of uncertainty in lockdown where I was like, right, Amanda, you need to do something. You need to do something. You can't keep on.
Focus your
Um,
mind.
yeah. So yeah, I just kind of developed my Amma Jane like further and did all my own marketing, and yeah. So yeah, it just all
It's
came out
turned
of
out
lockdown.
quite well.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been really good. It's been mental. Like I didn't realize that the amount of work that goes into promoting a song. Like I don't have a manager. I don't have anyone doing my marketing or anything. So it's like doing all of that on my own for the first time. And my friend Carla, who I was in the band with, she's like, "Yeah, you've got to do this. You've got to do that." And I was like, "What the hell? That's a lot of stuff." Like, so the first release was quite trial and error, but then after that one, I kind of got the hang of it, and yeah, it's been taken off really well. Very, very like pleased with how everything's came along.
Do you think social media has been a godsend for that?
Yeah. And lockdown especially, like everyone's like on Instagram, everyone's taking to TikTok. And so like I'm definitely getting creative with my posts. Just especially with like the amount of time I've got in my hands. Just like doing funny videos here and there.
It's great if they stand out as well, you know.
Yeah. I found that the more content that you post, the more likely people are going to like follow you, and the more interesting the content is as well. It's not just about a selfie here and there. So you've got to add a little bit of um creativity in there as well. So it's been nice. It's been really nice actually. Been working hard on it.
And that's the thing that a lot of people have found during lockdown, that they can actually do stuff themselves, I think.
Hmm.
You know, put their mind
Yeah.
to it. I mean, I'm on Twitter.
Hmm.
My other half does the Facebook and the Instagram because I
Yeah.
can't get on them. And I think the networking is brilliant. It's fantastic.
So good. It's all about the hashtags these days as well, and
Yeah.
tagging people. And if I used to hate hashtags. Like I remember like people would make fun of other people for putting a hashtag on the end of their post, but it helps out so much. And I've learned a lot about Instagram. Like just through lockdown, just sitting down. I've got like my wee board up here. It's got all my like I just write all my kind of tactics down.
I'm
that
trying to like
I know I had some of the stuff because there's a lot of embarrassing content on there. The yeah, I just kind of like learned a whole lot about social media and how important it is for an artist to use it. Like very, very important to use your social media and tag people and yeah, just basically sell yourself. It's as an
that's what
artist,
you're
it's
doing, isn't it? Really.
yeah, yeah, you've got to force people to listen to you.
Right, and well, you mentioned then Teen Canteen, the band you were in. I believe
Yeah.
you played a few live festivals with them as well.
Yeah, with Teen Canteen. Oh God, that was we did. We got Tea in the Park. We got the tea bake. We did tea in the Park. I think it was in 2012 on a. It was a small stage, but then we got tea break stage. I think it was in 2014 we got that, which was amazing. Such a cool experience. We got a free ticket for the whole weekend, and I loved it. And we did like indie tracks, Wicker Man, Down in the Rabbit Hole, a lot of really cool festivals. It was such a fun time.
And
Yeah.
does any of them stand out for you?
I think Tea in the Park. I think the year the teen there's my dog's barking like clockwork. Um Years are gonna happen in a minute. Tea in the Park definitely, but not the tea break stage year. It was the year before that because I was really like I still like Ed Sheeran, but at that time I was the biggest Ed Sheeran fan ever. And I remember that I went there and with my friend at the time, and I went on his shoulders, and we were like, it was like 5 minutes to call time for our set in a different tent. And I was like, right, okay, let's go. And the rain, like running to us, it was so good. Like I definitely loved that year because it was, yeah, it was a surreal experience. And just to be performing at a venue that my favorite artist was going to be at was really cool.
But I felt a
Loved
bit
it.
surreal as well. I don't think I could imagine
Yeah, loved it.
that.
Definitely want to do some more festivals as me, as Emma Jane, but that's all COVID permitted in it.
Hopefully it won't be too long now. I keep
I
saying
hope
that.
so.
I said that in like April last year.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, we'll get back to normal soon. Not.
I think I don't think it's too long, but I don't think they can keep it up for so long.
I know. It's gonna
Okay,
be.
so
Nah, I don't know what I was gonna say there, but you keep on going.
okay. You say so. Obviously, you've had that experiences with the band. So then how did it feel going it solo?
It actually just felt really natural because before Teen Canteen, I had always been a solo artist and had always fended for myself and did lots of live gigs as before was Amanda Williams. But as soon as I started to find my songwriting capability, like it grew the older I got. Like before, obviously, I was a bit inexperienced to like I didn't have as many experiences as I do now. Let's just say that. So the older I got, the more experiences I had, and the more the songwriting came out naturally. And just performing on stage, especially on ships as well. I did a lot of solo stuff on the ship. Like it felt very natural, just coming out and doing it on my own. And the only thing that kind of that I was very nervous about was doing the music videos and stuff, because I am a guitarist, I'm a musician, and I do a lot of acoustic videos, but I wanted to kind of step out of my comfort zone and do this kind of like fierce woman, like on her own without her guitar, and show people that I can actually do stuff without the guitar. So that was a wee bit daunting doing the music videos, but I think I did well. I think I did it justice. But no, it's been great. It's been great. And honestly, I did not expect the response to the songs that I've been receiving. It's been really nice.
Right, and talking of response, you have been played on BBC Introducing as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yes.
that's right there.
Yeah, I know. It's before I remember like I used to upload songs back in the day, and it was songs that I had written, but it was they weren't mastered or mixed at all, and obviously didn't get any attention. But then whenever I uploaded Boy got played. It was on the Gaelic station in BBC Scotland, and I remember getting the email saying that your song has been broadcasted, and I was like, oh my god, like instantly just so happy. And I was like, I felt like I had just like accomplished something so big. Boy got played like a few times on there, and then NyQuil, because NyQuil is very commercially, like it's such a radio friendly song. Like Shireen and Phoebe from BBC Introducing have been playing it like so many times. Vic Galloway's show as well. It's been really good. Like it's finally, the name's finally getting out there, but it's slow burner, but it'll get there. It'll keep on coming.
You've
I
only
think
got time.
I've got time. I've got loads of time, and with the next single, I'm hoping, because it is the songs are just getting better and better, and um production wise as well. Like it's finally, I think people will get to see the just awesome things like coming. Like there's more to come. Like it's mental, like to even think about all the other stuff that I've been writing, but it just keeps on getting more juicier. That's all I can say. Songwriting wise, it's just crazy.
So you have got one coming out shortly though, haven't you?
Yeah, so 2 weeks time, 2 weeks from today, I've got my third single coming out, which is Old Flame. And it's quite a kind of futuristic kind of electro pop song. It's very poppy. I love pop music. I'm a sucker for a pop song. I love bubblegum pop as well. Like there's a wee hint of bubblegum in there. So, but yeah, that's coming out on the 12th of February. And I did my own music video for it as well, which is, it's going to be funny.
As long as you have fun making it, that's the main thing.
Oh, I did. But I'm awkward. I'm awkward when it comes to like music videos. So there's a lot of editing in there, like editing, just like kind of switching pieces out for better bits.
Oh dear, where can people pre-save that? I saw you put a post on people can pre-save it. Where can they do that?
So they can do that on my, I actually don't have it on my Facebook bio, but I'll do that immediately after this. It's on my Facebook bio and my Instagram bio. Just click on the link and it'll come up just a little pre-save page, and you just click pre-save, or you can just follow me on Spotify, Amma Jane. It'll come up straight away, and just follow me on there, and hopefully you'll get to see it when it comes out.
I've done mine.
Yes.
Right, onto the serious stuff for a bit. How have you been coping with the COVID lockdown?
God. At the beginning, especially when I came back from my cruise ship job, I remember coming home and just as I said before, the uncertainty was just like overwhelming because I was like, right, okay, I've had such a great job for the past 5.5 years and great income. Um, and I was like, what am I going to do if that doesn't come back? And obviously, I thought it wasn't going to be as long as it was because we were told it was at least 3 months. And that was in April last year. And then we're looking now a year later, almost a year later, going like this, right, okay, well, I don't think it's coming back. Um, at that moment in time, I was so anxious, like never felt that feeling as intense as I did whenever I came home from the job because I'm getting older. I know I'm only 29, but like I'm getting older. I don't have my own apartment. Like I I intentionally didn't have an apartment because I was away all the time. And when I came home, it was only for like a month or 2 months. And I was always like, I'm like a traveling gypsy. Like I'm always like here. I'm a nomad everywhere I go. So the fact that I was kept in one place for 2 months was like, oh my God, this is just so surreal. Don't like it. Don't like it. And then stuck in my childhood bedroom, which is the size of a shoebox with all my studio equipment. I was like, right, I can't do this. I can't do this. So yeah, it kind of affected me really hard. But as soon as the songs started to come out and I was getting all the positive attention, it was actually a wee bit better. Still not 100% yet though, like most people are. It's very hard to stay creative. And I'm sure a lot of creatives out there would agree with me that it's very hard to keep that motivation going every day whenever there's nothing else but what we're in right now. Like there's nothing else to do. There's just wake up, stay home, go to the shops for your food and then come back. There's nothing you can actually do. So yeah, it'll get better. I'm always saying it's going to get better and stay positive even if I can't be positive all the time. I want to tell everybody to just remain positive, stay strong, and do your best to be creative every day or whatever your forte is. So
I like that. I was going to ask
yeah.
you for some advice for the people, but you answered that anyway.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know I talk too much.
So I tend to ask everyone that question, just
Hmm.
well, just because mental health is becoming a bit of an issue now. Like you said, nearly a year down the line, it's going to start
Hmm.
having an effect on even the most capable of people.
It is.
So if I ask everyone, some of them must have some great advice in there somewhere.
Yeah. And even if like that feeling before, you've never had any mental problems or like just like anxiety or whatever, if you've never had that before, you'd be surprised. Like like for me, like I never thought that I would ever feel that way ever, but it's been underlying and it just took for this situation to kind of trigger it. And yeah, some days I'll have a wee cry. Like last night, it was my boyfriend's in the army, and I called my boyfriend, and he's like, "You okay?" And he could tell that something was wrong, and I was putting it on my face, and I was like, "I'm not about to bring him down." And then eventually I caved in. But you know, whenever someone asks you, "You okay?" and you go, "Oh, yeah," and you start crying. So I had I think it was like my weekly let out of the emotions because you've got to let it out. You can't keep it in. And it's good to have someone to talk to whenever you do feel that way. So yeah, I had a wee cry last night and then I just picked up my guitar and wrote some songs.
You feel better now.
Yeah, I feel much better, feel much better, but you've got to let it out. You don't deny yourself that little cry because it has to come out or else you'll just let it build up and let it take over
That
you. So
works.
yeah.
So obviously COVID depending. What
Hmm.
are the big plans for the future?
Oh, so I'm hopefully this year 100% is there's going to be an EP coming out. I don't think a lot of the songs that I released will be on there. I want to kind of start afresh. I know that the whole meaning of releasing an EP is to kind of add the songs that you've already released, but I've got an idea and a theme for an EP, which I won't talk too much about because I'm in the process of trying to get some funding for it. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that's the plan, and also to just help keep the people that I'm working with in America motivated, so that we can just release something really cool. But that's the plan, an EP, and hopefully just try and get an EP launch if COVID is gone by then. If not, we'll do a virtual one. But yeah, plan is to get a wee EP launch on the go, and yeah, let people hear it.
Back to live gigging.
Back to live gigging. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. I do a lot of Facebook gigs and it's so much fun. I love it, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. You need that kind of interaction, that physical human like attraction. You need to see people and look at their faces, and yeah, I just miss that so much. But yeah, and it'll be my first gig as Amma Jane, which I can't wait. So that's a cool thing like to look forward to. Booking my first gig as Amma Jane and singing all of my own stuff for a change.
It'd be great. And I think like I've seen a lot of people do the Facebook live and YouTube
Yeah.
live streams and all that. And I think it's great that it's there. But I don't feel the same watching it.
Yeah.
I just don't feel that. I don't know if it's a passion or what, it's just not there.
Yeah. I totally agree. There is some of my followers that especially from cruise ships, they enjoy it because I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm Scottish and like I've got one follower from he's actually my best friend, him and his wife Jim and Sue, and anytime I do a gig, he's like I'll need to let him know like in advance, and he gets his whiskey ready and he has like a night of drinking and he loves it and he feels like he's there with me, so I appreciate that and I love it for that. That's pure fact, but there is sometimes where I'm just like I'm sitting here with like a glass of wine or a whiskey and I'm like, this is boring. Like this is like because you're talking to people and you're going, "Liz, how are you?" And then someone will go, "Good, good," and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep on singing. But it's not the same. And as a performer, see on cruise ships, God, like my sets, because I did sets as a solo artist for 2 years, and then I became the music manager in the band and the band leader. And every set that we did, it was like you would come off dripping in sweat every single night that you performed because it was just high energy and like running up to you could actually touch people and go up and like mess with their hair and just be crazy. And it was like I miss that so much. I miss it so much. But
It sounds
yeah.
weird now going up, touching
I know,
people.
I know. We actually had like during the COVID, it was like at the beginning, we had a cruise before we actually stopped cruising for a month and there was no guests for a month. And the cruise before, I remember like the guests were coming up and they always come up at the end of the set and they're always shaking your hand. And I remember going like this, like you get some guests that were just trying to invade your space and I'm like, oh, come on, like at the beginning. That was like the beginning of the end. And I was like, oh, like this is I didn't realize it was going to be like such a natural thing now.
It is. I was watching some like an old program on telly and people are like, sat next to each other and interacting and it's strange to me now.
I know.
It's bizarre.
Watching movies as well, you're like, oh, you can't do that now.
No way.
I do that so much. But yeah.
Did you see, I saw a picture, I can't remember what it was, but they were planning on doing a gig in them big ball things, the clear balls.
Oh my gosh. No, I didn't see it. That's quite cool though. So you would have to be in a ball watching them as well. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
The only thing is, like, health and safety in case there's a fire. I don't know how easy it would be to get them all out at the same time.
If it was outside, then it would be decent. But yeah, that sounds weird.
Yeah, maybe a plan.
I don't want that to become the new norm. I'm sorry, I don't. Please. Bring
Well, it made me.
normality. I know.
So, where's the best place for people to contact you then, or follow you? What you doing?
All right. So I'm very, very, like all very, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like I'm stuttering. I think I've had too much coffee. I'm always on Instagram. Instagram is where like most of my content is, and that is I am Amma Jane. Try and say that fast when you're having a cup of whiskey. I am Amma Jane. And Twitter as well. Like I do post closer to the like release date. My Twitter is I am Amma Jane. My Facebook is, if you just type in Amma Jane on Facebook, you'll find me on there. I've got a lot of followers on there. So I do occasionally put my Instagram posts on there. And I have a website now as well, which I'm developing as it comes. And I'm going to hopefully in the near future have some merchandise and maybe an EP to buy on there, which is it's Amma Jane.
I'll pop all them.
.com. So yeah, you can go in there and find all of that stuff, all the juicy stuff. But Instagram's where it's at.
Instagram's where it's at.
Yeah.
I think that's where my other half found you, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. I know. I'm so grateful for like the amount of people that have replied back to my press release as well, which is really nice. I sent that out and just sent it to like I would say like 100 people or something, but it's been really, really positive response. It's been positive and I love it. So yeah.
Oh, it's good though. It's really good. That's the thing. Like this is why I like doing this, because I am constantly surprised at the amount of talent that's actually in the world that you don't. If it wasn't for me doing this, I'd never know.
I know. It's a shame that not a lot of like voices are being heard, because again, I've found a lot of people on Instagram. Like that's where I find a lot of artists nowadays. And there's a lot of artists where I'm like, they've got about like 500 followers, but I go on and I listen to their music and I'm like, wow, holy crap, you're amazing. And I'm always supporting local talent, especially in Glasgow. There's a lot of amazing up and coming artists here that don't have the followers that they actually really deserve. So I'm all up for that. And yeah, like it's crazy. It's crazy the amount of people that you find, and they're just not there. They're not famous yet. What is fame?
Well, that's it.
Exactly.
To me putting a video on YouTube, I'm famous now.
Yeah, I know. Just be confident in every post that you put up and just go, yeah, I made it.
Yeah. That's all I can do. I can't sing or anything, so I'll just talk to people who can.
No, but I love this, and I love the name Funked in the Head. It's really cool. It's a really cool idea.
I wish it was mine, but it wasn't.
Oh, sorry. No, you shouldn't have said that. Just say, edit that out.
Oh, no, Italia. It'll correct me. Right. So before we say our goodbyes, is there anything you would like to add that I have forgotten?
Honestly, just like support local artists and yeah, like that's my main thing. And if you see someone you like, give them a wee follow, give them a wee share, because it does help the artist out. Like I've realized Instagram, the algorithm is mental. Like that, even if you have like 2,000 followers, like your post isn't getting seen by a lot of people. So if you see something you like, share it. Be vocal about it. Follow them on Instagram or Spotify, Apple Music. Buy their music. Like it's so important. I'm not trying to say like give me money, but I'm just saying it is very important to support your artists, because right now the creative industry and all these artists are going through a tough time, and I would say just support that, because we're worthy.
I don't think people realize how important it is just to even share it.
Like, I know
how much impact that does
You
have.
never know, because you never know who's going to see that and pick it up and could get to the right person. So yeah, it's so important. It's very important for me as well, and just for other people. If I see someone I like, they're getting a share. They're getting, like, I'm very, very supportive on that aspect. So yeah, just that's my wee plea to everybody. If you like something, don't pass it by. Like, support it, and yeah.
I've got a thing about sharing it just so I know where to go back to it later. if I wanna
Exactly. Or saving a post and like save it. It's so important as well. It helps out an artist. So yeah, save it, or yeah, especially on like Spotify. Like, it's so nice, like when you get like a little, like, added to a playlist or like someone's personal playlist, because that means that you're getting more people could be listening to it, and
And they want to
yeah.
listen again.
Yeah, exactly. And you might listen to it every day, and you're when you're doing your wee workout, and then Nyquil Dream come on, you're like, oh, that's a nice song. And that's one more view for me.
Obviously, every little helps, as they say.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
All right then. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, I know I did. I almost didn't make it. I had a wee interview on the phone, and then I looked a mess, and I was like, I may as well go and put some makeup on.
I was
Not
getting
my hair, but it's fine.
Come on then.
Oh. Oh. Hello. Hey. Oh gosh, love it.
She's an anxious little dog, she is.
Is she?
Mommy's
She's
girl.
gorgeous. I love the colour. Grey, white.
She
My
used to be-
dog's a nuisance. She would not come up here and sit in my lap. I've got 2 dogs, but the newest one, she'd probably take apart this room.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's a loving dog. She just barks a lot.
Yeah, that's nice though.
It's only to protect
She's
us.
vocal. She's vocal, just like most women.
In her own little way, isn't it?
Oh.
All right, get down. Let me say goodbye properly.
Oh.
It's been so good. I thought I'd have to tell her to shut up at least once.
Exactly. It's been my dogs that have been making the racket. I'm surprised that my mum's not shouted on me yet. That's definitely record.
A whole
Yeah.
just over half an hour.
I know. That's bloody, it's great.
We'll just pretend you're still on the interview after I've gone. if you want.
I know. Gosh, can't.
All right. Thank you again
Thank
for
you.
taking the time to talk to us, and keep us posted on your releases and stuff, and we'll get them shared about for you.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I'll let you all know.
I'm lying here, taking all the shit you're giving. Put up my guard when I've had enough of all the pretty little lies. Gonna take it for a ride. I'm back again to show you what you have been missing. The desperation's killing me. The thought of you is making me cry. I'm dodging bullets all the time. You say I'm not your type. Well, now I know you lie. You do this all the time. Take me out dancing tonight. I'll be dancing with the devil in my high heels, making all sorts of promises I can't keep. You've only got yourself to blame. Now you're just an old flame. It's your turn now. You're how I got the inspiration. I can stop the adrenaline coursing through electric veins. I'm high. Get ready for another fight. Begging me for more. Oh boy, you know the score. You asked me what's this for. Take me out dancing tonight. I'll be dancing with the devil in my high heels, making I'll be dancing with the devil in my high heels, making no sense of promises I can't keep. You've only got yourself to blame. Hey, 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 ha. Oh, I'll be cool, calm, collected into this, babe. Don't know what you did, but it's a crying shame. You've only got yourself to blame. Now you're just an old flame. It's such a wild thing. I'm feeling free. I've been too busy exploring all my possibilities. It's not you, it's just me. These boots are made for walking alone without you tripping up my heels.